Hello, besties. Welcome back to the last episode of winter season. Yes, you know what that means. We are so back because it's time to talk about the upcoming 2026 season. From predictions, Avi, to our thoughts on helmets, race suits, liveries, and everything in between. We have Amy, me, Melissa, Rachel, and Chelsea behind the scenes. Now, we're going to do things a little bit different before diving into all the preseason craze and go into race predictions first. Now, you probably heard it everywhere today. We are officially 1 week away from lights out for the Australian Grand Prix, and I am so happy that F1 is back again. Now, ask me how I feel halfway through the season as a Tifosi. We'll get back to that later. Now, for me, I am going to go with George in P1, Charles in P2, and Lewis in P3. We'll see how it turns out.
Personally, I'm so excited to have fun back. I love that we're starting off with Australia. I know we normally do in recent years, but it's just like one of my favorite tracks. I decided to try my predictions a little bit differently for this part, and I used my tarot cards, which I've only done like a few times on the pod, and I just kind of decided to do it for funsies. So take all of this with a grain of salt. Please know that this is not always 100% my own thoughts. But I honestly really dig this lineup. We have in P1 hometown boy Oscar Piastri. I would absolutely flip my lid to see him pull out a P1 at his home race at the opening of the season. I just think it would be killer. P2, Isaac Hadjar. We all love him. That's not a surprise. You guys have already listened to all of us on this podcast rant and rave about how much we think Isaac Hadjar is amazing. I would kill to see him pull that Red Bull and put it on podium, because why not? And then P3 is a little bit of a wild card. I don't know if this is really going to be a reality. It really kind of depends on Ferrari, and that is Charles Leclerc on the podium in P3. I just don't know what Ferrari is going to bring. If they're going to bring what we need, what they need, or if they're going to not really have it together at the start. I don't know.
I have hopes for them. The bar is on the floor. But y'all know I am not a fan of making predictions. I am too indecisive of a person. I don't do well with decision making. Also, I'm not gonna lie, didn't really watch that much of testing.
I never do.
I also feel like it's not always accurate anyway, because you never know who's actually sandbagging and who's not, and whose car is actually shit. I'm gonna say Oscar in P1 because I want our hometown boy to win his home race. I feel like that would be great. And then I'm P2. I'm just gonna be delusional and say Charles. Somehow he'll get that Ferrari up there, and then P3 Max because it's Max. When in doubt, stick Max on the podium, and you're probably right.
I do feel like we need to do a little bit of like a temperature check. How are we feeling? Please also weigh in on this on our socials. Are we feeling calm as F1 fans? Because personally, for me, where F1 is concerned, the answer is always likely to be a no, because F1 makes me the opposite of calm on a daily basis.
No, with the chaos that was preseason testing, from what I've heard, and a new team on the grid with calm, I don't know if that's really in our vocabulary.
We definitely don't know the meaning of calm, but I will say my Forza Ferrari is fully loaded and ready for the season. We'll see how long it lasts. Again, we'll get back to that midway through, because
again, if they make it over the finish line, it will be the best day for Ferrari fans. The bar is on the floor.
I think it's below
if
the
not
floor
lower
at this point.
Yeah,
it's in hell.
I feel like that's disrespectful to Hades. But
valid.
I also have to ask, I mean, like, are we feeling emotionally stable about how the season's gonna go? New regulations, are we feeling emotionally stable? Are we feeling a roller coaster coming?
No, it's going to be a roller coaster. Also, I've never been emotionally stable in my life, just in general. So it's just always safe to say no. But I think with new regs and everything and how much the drivers seem to be not pleased with the way things are going, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm the same boat as you, Rachel. I'm just, yeah, there's going to be some crash outs. I already know there's going to be like lots of crash outs in this household.
I think we're going to see a lot of crash outs on the grid in general. I think we're potentially going to see quite a lot of pissed off drivers because, again, F1 is involved and we've got new regulations in the mix. I just fear we are going to be the furthest thing from emotionally stable. Like, it's just kind of unavoidable.
It's time to re-up on our medications.
Mine are out. Mine are on back order.
No. See, no, here's the thing is just like, there's something in me that is like, we are going to get some really, really pissed off drivers.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I don't know. I feel like we're going to potentially see a really snippy Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, Max.
I feel like we're going to maybe get some, like, the Cadillac boys could be a little snippy because, like, they're coming back. They feel like they have something to prove. But, like, I don't know if Cadillac's going to pull a car together. There's too many variables for a girl who's not a math girl.
For one, I'm excited for the crash outs because those radios are going to be gold. I can't wait. They're going to be spicy. They're going to be hilarious. I love when they crash out over the radio. I can't wait to hear Fernando Alonso crash out. He's already not happy with that car. That man is going to it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I think it's going to be fantastic. I live for the drama.
It gives a contest for our episodes anyway, so it works out.
I mean, I love the content to be able to cover, but oh god.
I will say for Cadillac, I'm wondering if they are able to pull a car together because I was saying this previously. They didn't have to focus on upgrading their car last year because they weren't on the grid. They were solely focused on this year's car. So I'm interested to see if they were able to pull something out because they were only working on this year's car with this year's regs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Only time will tell.
Time will definitely tell. And speaking of Cadillac, because literally it's like the first thing that we go into, we got to talk about our liveries because, of course, I'm still bummed that they didn't do what they did last year and just do like a whole showcase of all teams. I don't like that whole like one team is like, can we just like not do that ever again? Go back to what we did last year that one time. But yeah, liveries, race suits, and more. And boy, do we have some opinions. I'm going to start off with Cadillac. I am a big fan of it. I have no complaints. It's nice to look at. I really like it.
I love Cadillac's livery. The Super Bowl commercial that they aired was severely lacking. The one that they posted that was like a minute plus-ish long, great. That was really great. They are getting sued over it, but we could talk about that another time. It did not do the one that aired did not do the livery justice. The livery is so good. I think in the commercial it looks like it was like black and white. It was very mid. It was very underwhelming. And then like they posted the photos in the longer video, and I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. And I really wish they had coughed up the money to air the whole thing because the whole video goes into the behind the scenes of building the car, and it like gives a lot of credit to the engineers, which I think I loved that. I love that. We need more of that, to be fair.
Yeah. Agree. I think I'm gonna be honest, I like completely missed the commercial. Like I just like Chris showed like me on the socials and he was like, oh, like here's the livery, and I was like, wait, where's the commercial? But I mean, I was waiting for the halftime show because I am a fan of Bad Bunny. But given that, I wish like what they could have done if they had the money and like the means and everything, if they had show delivery during the halftime show, given that Bad Bunny is a Checo fan.
Mm-hmm. Bring Checo out, make him put him with the dancers.
He could have been the casita.
But they had Cardi B.
Yeah, you could
He
have
could've
put
been
it
like
on
a
Cardi B,
Sita.
Jessica Alba, yeah,
He could have been next to Pedro Pascal.
You could
exactly.
have pulled Alex Earl and put Checo in instead.
They could have put in Valtteri over her, and the whole world would have been fine.
Valtteri would have killed it. Let's be fair. Let's be
Valtteri would have
honest
had
here.
the
A vibe.
Valtteri would have had
time
the best time
of his life.
A vibe.
That would have been. I would have loved
That-
this. That would have been
that would have
so
been-
good. Oh my god.
See, I agree. I absolutely love the Cadillac livery. It feels very on brand for them. But when I saw the commercial, I was like, I literally think I was texting Rachel and I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. And then they dropped the longer version on socials and I rewatched it like 3 or 4 times and was like, okay, now I get it. Because I still, like, with the commercial, I was like, what colors am I looking at? Like, is it silver? Is it chrome? Is it white? Like, what am I seeing? Is it different colors on either side of the car? Like, I genuinely, like, couldn't tell what I was seeing for some weird reason. But I really do like it. I think it looks really just, like, on brand for what I know of Cadillac in other forms of motorsport.
Yeah. And then, on the opposite side of things, we have Ferrari, who just made the HP logo bigger this year. I feel like it gets bigger each year. I feel like by what are we in 2026? I don't know. By 2029, it's
Should
just
be the
gonna
whole
be the
uniform.
car.
Yeah,
It's gonna be the whole car, and with like a little dot of red.
it's gonna be the horse in red.
Hate it. It's got like a white stripe down it. It's got a massive HP logo.
It's so bad.
I didn't even put my HP stickers on this car. I threw them away. They're ugly. I hate them.
I am with you.
It
I am
doesn't
so
match.
over it. I am so over it. And what kills me the most is just like it's besides it being like so ugly and just like an eyesore. I forgot what soccer team it is, but like there's some soccer team that's like sponsored by HP, and the logo goes with the kit because they changed the colors to like a nice like grayish whitish like type thing. I'm like, so
They have a black and white HP logo. It exists.
just change the color so it goes better with the red.
That's the thing is like every brand has multiple colorways of their logos for the most part. A lot of companies will have like a full color. They'll have a black version. They'll have a white version. Maybe there's something else.
I bet you they do. They definitely do.
There's a white or a black and white version of that HP logo. Why they feel the need to use the full color makes no sense to me because the HP logo is very distinctive. Like no one is going to question which HP it is if you used the black and white one. You don't need, like, you cannot tell me that using
no one's gonna mistake it for Harry Potter
version is because it gives you more brand recognition. No one's gonna be like, oh,
no.
What logo is that if it's in black and white? Like, I'm sorry. You cannot tell me that. That is absolute BS.
100%.
Yeah, no.
Rant over, sorry.
Well, now it's my turn to go on a rant about why the Alpine livery needs more pink.
In this essay,
It has more than it did the past years. It has more pink than it has in the past couple of years. But bring back the Alpine livery, please, for the love of God. It was so cute. I love that livery. I just make the whole car pink. We could use a good pink car. And there are too many blue cars. There's too much blue.
Just give the full BWP?
BWT.
T. Thank you. BWT pink. Like, give me that full pink.
Give me that
it brings in luck too.
Truly, it does. It's so good.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like in past races when they've done it, like they're full out for like the 2-3 races that they've done in the past. It brings them luck, and that's usually when the car like does pretty good. So like, why don't they just need to full send it at this point? I don't care. I don't want to hear excuses from them anymore.
Were Esty Bestie and Pierre driving the pink ones in Brazil when they double podiumed? I can't remember. I don't think they were.
Don't think so.
I don't think they were, but I don't remember. That was what, 2023? That was so long ago for me.
I don't think it was the all pinks because I think they ran the pinks earlier.
It's like early in the season, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they used to run it like 3 times.
Yeah.
They would run it in like 3 races. And I guess, yeah, most of those races were like during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bring it back. Bring
it back. They're not. Seriously. It doesn't seem like they're doing it this year.
Oh, no, not at all. This will surprise nobody. Rachel and I are still and forever dreaming about the all pink livery. Like, please, guys, do we need to start a petition to bring it back? Because we will happily get this going.
You know what? Make the F1 Academy car pink.
Yes, at minimum.
Yes.
At minimum. Make your F1 Academy car pink.
I feel like all of the F1 Academy cars should be a more girly livery. Like,
but not everyone that's on the grid for F1 Academy is girly, so
make it more whimsical to each person, because each person's whimsy is like different.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it more personality. More personality.
It needs to be less feeling like the boys' cars and feel a little bit more like, well, these are the girls and like we get to have more fun. Because let's face it, it
needs more personality.
It does.
Yes.
The Haas livery though is also a sleigh. I will say that. I will give them that this year.
It is nice. It's very nice. I think that's actually like one of Chris's favorites.
It's not the best of all of them, but it's better than it has been in past years. I will give them that. They switched it up
a little bit, yeah.
They did, and it looks nice. I like it. And I think also, it's just the fact that, like, there are so many cars that look almost exactly the same because of the similar colorways, and Haas stands out more. I think, which is nice.
It's very crisp. It's very clean. I think the white really helps. I also feel like it looks so much better because the TGR logo works better on the rear part of the car, more so than the MoneyGram Haas logo worked. Like the MoneyGram logo just like felt like it didn't fit the section of the car
it was
placed on. I feel like the TGR logo just works so much better.
It does
with the livery design. But I also do really like a white livery. I feel like we normally only sell white from like Haas or V-Carb, so it's nice to still have like something that's just like a palette cleanser. On the gray.
From the blues and the blacks.
Yeah.
Literally. I will say my least favorite livery is the Audi livery. I don't think it makes any sense. It is questionable. The others, the reason it's my least favorite is because all the others are basically the same thing, just like slightly changed. So like I have no real opinion on them. But the Audi one, I'm just like, they already have a Lego one out, by the way. One of the little ones.
Oh, that was freaking fast.
I know. You also can buy the F1 movie car and build that one. Which, fun fact, is $2 more than buying the Ferrari one.
Of course.
But
I hate it.
The Audi one, it's got like that weird block of like red, orange, and then it's like silver and black. It just feels disconnected, in my opinion. It actually looks better on the Lego car than on the actual F1 car.
I need to check that Audi one then. I gotta go to Target. That's all that I'm thinking now. No, I saw a tweet that said Audi is Mercedes' evil brother because of like how similar in liveries they are, and I'm just gonna forever think that every time I see that Audi.
That's gonna be it's so funny.
I love that. That's gonna be stuck in my head. I can't. I really kind of wish that Audi had used a little bit more chrome or even like a pearlescent shift in the gray, silver, whatever you want to call that color that's on the majority of the front of the car. I feel like the fact that it's more of like a flat gray, just like it doesn't pop. I feel like if it had been actual chrome, would have been. I think we would all be saying a very different thing if it was chrome. Or like had a pearl, like the fact that it's just like a cream, like satin, like high gloss color, like it just doesn't do anything.
We love a good actual chrome livery. All of us love a good chrome livery. Bring back the McLaren chrome livery. They did so well with that one.
Please.
My thing is that, like, I honestly don't even mind, like, the reddish orange that's on towards the back end of the car on the Audi. It's just, it fits their branding, but I feel like they should have kept things a little bit simpler to start, and given themselves a little bit more time to, like, really establish the brand so that people understand, like, okay, these are the colors that they use in their marketing. Like, the fact that nobody really has much to go off of like, Audi in F1, like, the colors just kind of feel odd.
Yeah. I think it's also the placement for me. The placement of the red orangey color, that feels awkward. I think if it was, like, on the front wing or the rear wing, it would make more sense to me. But the placement of it, just, like, right there on I'm like, it just...
I think it would have worked better if they had figured out a better gradient to, like, shift into that color. It almost kind of feels like color blocking, and not in a good way.
Is there a good way to color block?
Good point. Very good point. I will say, though, I have to give Red Bull a little bit of credit for actually changing up their livery. Granted, I think that is partly due to the new regulations that are requiring more paint on the cars, but still, I'll give them some credit for it. A little bit of, like, it's a brighter shade of blue that's got this slight black, like, texturing or patterning in the color is just super cool. I don't know what it is, but it works for me. Plus, there is something really special about seeing a 3 on a Red Bull car again that just, like, takes me way fucking back, y'all.
That still makes me emotional a little bit because, like, Danny had to give Max permission, or, like, Max had asked Danny for permission to use the number, and Danny, like, said that Max is the only one that he would do that for, and Max was respectful about it. Like, Maxiel will live on forever. Forever. Maxiel and Verstappen. Those are never going away.
We love them. I have to point out the fact that Rachel previously mentioned that a lot of the teams really didn't change their liveries that much, but, like, if you go on the F1 Instagram account and you scroll back towards when livery reveals were coming out, they made posts for pretty much all of the teams of, like, their livery changes over the last, like, 5 years. And Aston Martin, McLaren, and Mercedes pretty much all have, like, slightly... it's the same liveries over those past few years with, like, very minor differences. So seeing all of their liveries for this year just kind of left me very underwhelmed. Especially McLaren, because, like, you're coming in as both having the World Constructors Champion 2 years in a row, and one of your drivers got Drivers Champion, and you didn't do something super badass and iconic with your livery for this year. Like, it just kind of feels like a missed opportunity.
Bring back the chrome McLaren livery.
Facts.
Lando loves the chrome livery. Hello.
It's.
I mean,
we love chrome. We love chrome. Who doesn't, honestly?
I won't pretend to think that it's logical to try to reason with Zach Brown. So I don't think he's capable of that. He's one Zach Brown, and he's a man. Like, especially after watching DTS, but
we will get there.
We'll get there.
We will get there. We do, however, have to talk helmets, because is it really a Paddock Girls podcast episode if we do not talk helmets? Am I really on a PGP episode if I am not bringing up helmets? Because I love helmets. I love helmet designs. I think it's so cool. Now, I, of course, attempted to pick my favorites, which is borderline impossible because I just can't. I can't decide yet. But I did at least attempt to pick my top 3 of the new helmets that have been dropped for this season by all of the drivers. I am also going to include one of a helmet that, like, had so much potential and just, like, fell short for me. But that's just me. shocking to absolutely nobody, I adore Max Verstappen's helmet. It is so Max. It is very Red Bull. It is very Max. The 3 with it, the continuing with the lion, of course. It's perfect. It's everything I could have wanted for him. Ollie Bierman gave me another killer bear lid. It's just really fun. I also really appreciate that he even did a little merch line refresh, which I think is just very smart marketing for him and for Haas as a team too, because it's his own personal line, but like still, it's just good marketing.
I also love that he made all of the prices end in 87. I saw that earlier.
87.
I think he always does that.
87. That's what he said.
Well, they mentioned it specifically today that he took the 13p discount and made it 87.
I think it's honestly genius. I feel like so many of the other drivers should do that. Danny Rick, you should start having your things end in like 03. Granted, we are doing away with the penny, so that's a little difficult now.
Or just with stuff starting at $33.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. I mean, technically now Max could try to do that because he's now got the number 3. But I also have to give a massive shout out to Gabby Bortoletto. I love his helmet design for this year. It's definitely different from last season, but as he always tends to do, he's keeping the Brazil colors that are running through his design. I feel like this design is more simple than last year's, but it's just really crispy. Now, the one helmet for me that I feel like had so much potential to like do something wow and just didn't is honestly it's Lando's. Yes, I love that he kept the blobs because that is very much so now his brand, but like he didn't do anything super special with it outside of like his number change, which we'll get there in a second because I have some thoughts.
It's a big letdown. I'm over those blobs, but I'm also not a Lando fan, so take that as you will. Yeah, I try looking at the helmet, like looking for the helmets and everything, but like no one's really like changed much except for like many like minute details. The one I really like remember because I'm a fan of his, Charles adding his like subtle baby blue to the helmet. It's cute. Nothing really new. It is what it is. But I did like Esteban's a lot. That red and the way he like designed is just really nice to look at. It's just very like pleasing to the eye.
Yeah. Esteban kills it with his helmets. I will say I will give him that. He kills it with helmets.
He lives in
whimsy.
I
also gotta say, one of the ones that did, I want to say like almost a complete change up was Alex. His helmet is just white and chrome's like actual chrome, and when I saw that I was like, it was, oh my god, like that was such a killer. It's so good. It looks so good. It's so clean. I mean, Alex always kills it with his helmets. The special helmets, he kills it every time. It looks so good. I'm obsessed with it. I also have to mention Valtteri's helmet. Valtteri always has the best helmets. I know Tiff helps him with it. She kills it every time. I'm obsessed. I love it.
We'll have the return of iconic helmets again.
I was just about to bring it up. Because apparently this helmet design was the helmet design he would have used last season if he had a seat. And they just I think they slightly changed up some of the colors.
Yeah. I'm sure some of the colors were specific to the teams.
Yeah. But the only driver whose helmet I haven't bothered to check that I honestly kind of forgot to check was Checo's.
It's I feel like black and white.
He does a really good helmet, and sometimes it's such a mess.
I'm hoping he'll have some good special helmets. I feel like with Cadillac, the colors are kind of, it's hard to do anything crazy. But I hope, I'm very excited for special helmets this year. Those are always my favorite. Now, here's the thing. As the fashion girly, I have a lot of thoughts about the race suits. Most of them are pretty standard. Most of them haven't changed much, if at all. I do need to know who designed Audi's race suits. I just want to talk. I just want to have a chat. Because what are we doing? Who thought that was a good idea? What are we doing? I don't know which I hate more, the livery or the race suits. Probably the race suits. It looks like they tried to pair a pair of dark gray slacks with like a black suit and a black shirt, and it's disjointed. It doesn't work. I don't like it. In case you couldn't tell, I don't like it. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's not working.
I'm gonna
make
be
it all
very,
one color.
very honest. Right. I remember none of them because none of the race suits were really that memorable for me.
Audi's was too memorable because it's so bad.
Yeah.
But most of them are the same.
Yeah, I honestly, I have to agree with Mel. I feel like none of the race suits are super different from previous years, aside from like Audi and like obviously Cadillacs is different because Cadillac's a whole new team. Speaking of which, the Cadillac race suits are like a flop for me. They're boring as hell. You honestly don't even really see the Cadillac logo. It's on such a small section of the race suit that I'm like, why is the team's logo so small on a race suit? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Speaking of Cadillac, I just thought about it. Their suits, while they might be a miss, their merch with Tommy Hilfiger. I love Tommy Hilfiger. I love their outlets because there's always a good deal. But I love their merch. I am like ready to spend money on this team. I'm so hyped.
So I will warn people, if you're gonna look at the Cadillac merchandise, please, 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 I'm gonna say this a million times, check the size chart. I'm saying that one more time with some feeling. Please check the size chart of the Cadillac merchandise before you buy stuff. Their sizing is really, really, really off. Because what do you mean a women's size 10 is a double XL? In what world?
Are we really going back to the early 2000s? Is that what we're doing here?
I hope not. Please no, not again. But like, again, this is my PSA to like, I get that their merch is cute, but please, please, please check the size charts before you buy stuff.
Is it UK sizing? Like, what are we doing? Because I know UK sizing is a little bit different and a little bit off.
Well, Tommy is an American brand, and giving that Cadillac is also an American team. You would think,
why I'm
right?
confused. Is because like,
the sizing does not make an ounce of sense.
I will say, I hope that they do. I hope that Abercrombie does some cool merch this year. I think they will. I know they'll probably do a lot of McLaren merch, but I hope they have others. Because like, we had some Alpine, we had some Williams, we had some Red Bull. I really hope we get more teams this year with Abercrombie. I hope that we get some Cadillac, because the Tommy Hilfiger merch is also pretty pricey, which is Tommy Hilfiger. Like,
yes, I really hope that this year is the year of cute merch for the girlies. Please, we need it. All of the teams, if you're listening, please give us some cute merch for the girls. Like, we really and truly need both cute merch that is like cost effective. Like, do not break the bank on giving us cute shit. Just give us the cute stuff, please. Thank you. But we do have to cover a little bit of some news and things that have changed since last season and heading into this season. We do have some racing number updates officially for the 2026 season. In case you missed the news, Lando Norris will no longer be Mr. LN4. He will be LN1, which I have thoughts and opinions on that. I think I discussed that the final episode of last season. So I'm not going to repeat that, but I do find it very interesting that he like previously had said he wasn't going to be racing with one, and is, but it is what it is.
I just don't like that it doesn't go with his branding. It bothers me.
Yeah, literally, that's
the
why
only thing that bothers me about it. Is like his branding was so good. It was so good.
It fits so good.
It
with,
fits
like, his
so
initials.
well. That logo
now
was
it's just
fantastic.
weird.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm sure he'll use the same logo, but it feels...
It's just weird.
His branding was
it's
so
just
good.
weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird that, like, you've built such a brand around LN4, and then the first opportunity you have to pick one, you go for it. Which, like, I get it, you worked hard for it, but still.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
And then, of course, we have the only rookie of the season going ahead. We have Arvid Lindblad going for VCAB Racing Bulls. I don't even know what their name are this year.
I just call
Toro
him
Rosso.
Toro Rosso.
Toro
Call him what
Rosso.
they usually... Call him what we know him as.
I like Toro Rosso, so I will acknowledge him as that.
The OG
He will be
name is the
racing
best.
under the number 41 in this season.
And as we previously mentioned, Max Verstappen has a new number. Gone are the days of MV1. Now we have
RIP.
MV3. Which,
RIP.
honestly, I really kind of dig. It's just really nice for me as a Danny Rick girly to see a 3 on Red Bull stuff again. I low-key love it.
And in other news, Charles and Alexandra has what was likely their silver ceremony on Saturday. So they are officially legally married. They were seen driving through Monte Carlo in a Ferrari 250 Testarossa. Totally casual. So just an everyday drive. Congrats to the happy couple. I'm so excited for them. She looked, from the little clips, she looked great. He looked great, obviously. And she has already changed her name on her Instagram bio. I'm really happy for them. I'm still tripped out that I keep thinking, I'm like, he's so young. He's my age. I got married at 22. I need to, like, remember that. He is my age.
Honestly, I have to give them some major kudos for, like, actually being able to keep this quiet and under wraps, because we all saw what happened last year with his brother Lorenzo, where the civil ceremony had fans, like, crowding everywhere, which just, like, isn't cool. I really cannot wait to see the photos. But also bombing around Monte Carlo in a bright red Ferrari is like especially with police escorts on motorcycles.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like, yes, you kept it under wraps, but, like, you also drew so much attention to yourself after the fact.
I mean, to be fair,
so
he
interesting.
Is basically the Prince of Monte Carlo. Of Monaco. He is the Prince of Monaco at this point.
No, at least the attention came out after the ceremony instead of during or before. But I think my favorite thing to come out of, like, their whole, like, wedding marriage thing is that, like, Alex posted a picture of, like, Stuart Little and the little bird from the second movie in the car and tagging him. I thought that was the cutest, like, so little funny thing ever.
That story was so iconic, but also the fact that she just, like, very subtly changed her name on her Instagram. Not her Instagram handle. Her Instagram handle is still the same, but it now says Alexandra Leclerc. That is one way to friggin' confirm it, girl. That's honestly iconic.
Good for her. And other news, for any other F1 fans that also love Legos like myself, Lego today released the Michael Schumacher F2004 set. They also, it seems, have a few new of the smaller sets, and the McLaren MCL 39, whatever last year's car was. They have that one in the big Technic set. I ordered my Michael Schumacher F2004 set, so I will report back when it is completed. It will probably be behind me after I've completed it. I'll move the Red Bull. It doesn't need to be there.
And speaking of Legos, they're also going to be releasing some of the helmets too. So the collection is going to include Michael Schumacher, Anna, Lewis Hamilton, Charles, Max, and Fernando. It is rumored to be out later this year, but I'm very excited because I already know which 3 I'm going to be buying. They're like around like $100, which is not bad given the scale and the complexity of it. So I'm very excited. I wish I can like this. I mean, I could probably. I'll figure out a way to display them behind me.
Don't worry, there will be people on Etsy that'll create things because they've already created stuff to hang these kind of cars, which I need to purchase. But I can't wait for the helmets. I just saw today they're rumored to be out on May 1st. I definitely want Max and Charles's. James and I have the whole Ferrari Red Bull thing, if you couldn't tell. If I had any say, it would be just Ferrari, but I have to compromise sometimes. But I am excited. They're like $89.99, I think, US dollars.
Yeah, so, it's about normal for Legos.
The Michael Schumacher set is also $89.
Yeah, it's about, for the sizes and everything that they are. So thinking, I like Legos, so.
Me too.
Love building. They're fun. But we do have to continue on before me and Rachel talk all things Legos, because I love those little things. We will. We have to go into testing because it just really recently happened, and we do want to remind you one thing. Remember, besties, it is just testing. So take all this data, everything that you heard through the media, all that stuff with a grain of salt, because anything can happen from now till the very end of the season in December. I think it's ending. I don't even know anymore.
It's December,
until the end of the year. So from testing, here's how the rankings of the 11 teams go. Of course, we had McLaren in first. And then we had Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Williams, Racing Bulls, Aston Martin, Haas, Audi, Alpine, and Cadillac.
I think it's safe to say testing was a hot mess. From engines not working at all, to cars taking what felt like an eternity to actually start up and get off the starting line. It's going to be interesting.
Percent it is.
I absolutely will be reiterating what Mel said. Remember, guys, it's just testing. Please take a deep breath and release. Do another deep breath in. Release. We are not spiraling yet. That is. Obviously, there will be time and a time and place to spiral about F1. Testing is not that moment.
For Ferrari fans, I think it is safe to say that, again, as we mentioned, the bar is so low. There is no real risk of us spiraling unless they decide to get our hopes up. And then,
And they always do.
Yeah. Of course.
they always do. But I'm still dead at the fact that they got their rear wing upside down and somehow it worked out for them in testing with their data. But it's also very on brand for Ferrari when you think about it. So I'm not, we'll have, the memes were killing me from that. It's just not surprised. Yeah. It is them. Now, we all know Drive to Survive dropped over the weekend on this past Friday, to be exact. So they always drop it a week before the season starts to get us all hyped up and excited for the coming season. So, we are going to talk a little bit about it. Again, there might be some spoilers. So you may want to skip, maybe pause, come back. I don't know. Do what you want. You've been warned. I started it with Chris over the weekend on Friday, and I remember telling the girls, I'm probably not going to watch it because we literally watched 2 episodes and we stopped. But we decided to watch it. And I'm not upset with what they showed. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 episodes left, but I am not upset with what they've shown so far, except for they decided to show the Brazilian Grand Prix. And with Ferrari double DNFing, and that was traumatizing to relive again after spending how much money we spent going there.
I will say, I'm honestly a little surprised that for this season of Drive to Survive, they only gave us 8 episodes. Normally, every other past season of DTS has been 10 episodes. So we got 2 less episodes, which was kind of surprising.
I'm over this 8 episode stuff with shows.
I kind of wish that they had stuck to the 10 episodes because I feel like there was enough, as a fan watching last season, there was definitely enough big moments that you could have had enough content to fill 10 episodes. But that's just my personal opinion, at least.
No, I 100% agree. I feel like there was so much more that they could have included. And I'm not completely done. I'm on the last episode. I'm halfway done. They combined so many things that happened into certain episodes. Why? Like, they gave, like, it was switching back and forth between so many things that I was like, what is going on here? And I have ADHD, y'all. It's hard to confuse me. Sometimes it's easy. But it just, I feel like it was so scattered. It was just all over the place. I think I was watching the Las Vegas episode, and I was like, okay, why are we talking? What's
going on?
What are we doing here? Because they, I guess in past seasons, they were doing it by team.
Yeah.
And each episode kind of focused on some major stuff that happened in that team for the season. And this time it was like certain situations, but they were combining pieces. And I'm like, okay, no, this is.
And they were combining like different like Grand Prix and everything with like stuff that was happening. I'm just like, make this cohesive.
Literally.
That's all.
Oh.
No, but I do feel like watching it, some of the drivers are like a lot more funnier in like their little like solo interviews that they do. I just found myself like giggling a lot.
Honestly, the moments that had me giggling the most was in like the first episode. They had these really funny clips of Lando and Oscar being the absolute walking, talking definition of the peanut gallery with their comments. It just had me absolutely giggling and wheezing. I really wish we'd had more of it because we all know that they must have had some really funny commentary.
Their commentary was so funny. They should have been mic'd up for the whole thing. That would have been so great. I will also say another part in like the first episode that gave me a laugh was when they showed Lewis and Charles and Max talking about Max having a baby like with Lily coming soon, and that was so funny. But I will say Charles is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Like, he basically was like, yeah, I'll probably do the same. I was like, sir, like, I know you're engaged, but like, sir. I thought that was really funny. Max seemed so excited. I love seeing that side of him. He was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I love girl dad Max.
It was, I will say, it was really nice to see like Maxie, like his soft side kind of come out. I do feel like we need to warn some people. I will give you guys a warning. People who have not watched everything, I have already finished. But in episode 2, if you are like me and you loathe Flavio Briatore, please be prepared for the Flavio jump scare.
Just when I thought I could not hate that man more, Drive to Survive proved me wrong.
That man is horrible.
I think he has surpassed Jos Verstappen on my hate list, which is a feat, I might add. But like, I didn't even see that much of him. I was getting ready for an event, and I was still just like, I hate this man. I can't stand him. But I will also say Jonathan Wheatley, I think, has become my new favorite team principal. Time will tell if it stays that way. But I literally screamed at my TV. I said, Jonathan Wheatley, please do not disappoint me, because he seems like so genuine and such a nice guy. It seems like the environment he is fostering at, I guess now it's Audi, is really positive and like pretty healthy as far as F1 can go, because it is stressful. But just like when Nico got his podium, and one of the other like engineers or whoever it was, I couldn't tell, was like talking to Jonathan, and the engineer was like, oh, you did it. And Jonathan was like, no, we did it. I was like, oh. So good.
Yeah.
So he doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, he's definitely a breath air.
I highly recommend you go down the Jonathan Wheatley rabbit hole. He's like a human ray of sunshine. Like, I think everything that anybody has ever had to say about him is that he is like the nicest man.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems very like just compassionate in the work. I mean, it goes to show like kindness does go like a long way, because Nico did like make a podium.
I will say, I feel like because he worked for Flavio in the 90s, I feel like he saw what Flavio did, and he was like, I'm never doing that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was in that Red Bull mess too during that craze.
I know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
He learned what not to do.
Yeah, there you go. And speaking about what not to do, they do talk about Horner leaving And all I have to say, that man is delusional. Delusional.
It was the way Christian Horner was acting so surprised that he was getting fired that really had me laughing my ass off. Especially like watching it and knowing that he is somehow currently attempting to try to get back into F1 via Alpine. It just made the whole situation so funny because he's like sitting there telling Jerry like, yeah, it's done and dusted, and
they're like, not booing at me, they're booing at the team. Like, no, sir.
Like, he was like
you.
so surprised, and I'm just like, what do you mean? How did you not see this coming?
Mm-hmm.
No, I had so many comments during that episode, but I will also say them showing all of the boos that he got at F175, and then essentially like voiceovering when Max and Liam went out, and because they got cheers, they didn't get boos. Because it's not about the team. My guy, it is about you. Nobody likes you. So sorry.
I was trying to remember when we watched F175 if they actually aired Christian's speech at the start and him getting booed.
I don't remember. Because I
do not remember that at all.
I don't remember. I do like that he got a taste of his own medicine, though. Like, he has dropped so many drivers mid-season, and he's just been so awful. And it's really nice to see him get a taste of his own medicine with something that really truly feels like it has been a long time coming.
I will say, if I'm going to warn people of a Flavio jump scare, I will also give the warning that you will have to deal with a Jos Verstappen jump scare.
It is needed.
I'm sorry. It's kind of inevitable at this point. Do I like it? No, but it's not that much. It's not like you get to really, like, they're not sitting down with him and he's not talking to a camera. He just pops up on your screen for like maybe 5 seconds. Did you have something to say, Rach?
I was gonna say, I just remembered, I'm really happy that we have Nico Rosberg on DTS.
Yes. I love that.
That was such a surprise.
He came on my screen and I was like, oh my god, yes!
I think I actually turned and shouted and I went, oh my god, it's Brittany!
Yeah! The whole episode with like Kimi Antonelli, and he was talking about Kimi because he was in Nico's karting team. I love that. That just made me really happy.
I will say that some of the episodes, I had initial thoughts that like episode 2 with the Liam and Jack situation was going to be crazy. It was honestly more dramatic than like seeing it all, like seeing Jack's face after everything, hearing him talk about the death threats that he was getting, like kind of seeing him get no support from the team. It just really hurt my heart. But also seeing the way that Flavio was talking to Franco was
that man is just
was like actually like really like heartbreaking to watch, because like it was like Flavio from the jump not really giving Franco a real chance. I will also say the Las Vegas episode, which was episode 7, I think, I had a feeling that was going to be like super dramatic. My bigger issue with that episode was the footage of Zach Brown being like questioning like, oh, do they check for plankware after every race on every car? Like, sir, you have been in this sport for how long? What do you mean you don't know? Like, there were some comments that he was making that just made me like scratch my head and look at him sideways.
No, like, how do you not know procedure? As infuriating as the whole situation with Jack was, watching it back and getting more of his reactions, I'm really glad he got out of that environment.
Oh, 100%.
I hope and I do think that Haas is going to be a much better environment. I think with like Esti Vesti and Ollie and I think that it's going to be a lot better. I think he's going to actually get the support that he needs. It made me, like I said, I didn't think I could hate Flavio Briatore more, and DTS proved me wrong, because apparently I can.
I think the whole world can, and it still won't be enough.
The limit does not exist.
He should not have been allowed back in the paddock. I think we're all in agreement on that. That ban should not have been lifted.
No.
Yeah.
100%. It's, yeah. Mm. Anywho, moving on. All right, you guys. Again, we have one more long week before the 2026 chaos starts. So you know what time it is. It is time for some PGP predictions for the season. Now, we're just going to do like the top 3 drivers that we think will, take the top 3 spots in the championship. And then, of course, our first and last teams in the constructors. So, for me, P1 is going to be Oscar. I'm rooting for Oscar this season. P2, George. P3, Lando. I don't know. I'm just going off vibes, really. And then as for constructors, I will say P1 to Merc. They usually do pretty good, I feel like, when regs changes, but we shall see. And Alpine will be the last team. Why? Because of Flavio. And it's just, again, vibes. Pierre, Franco, love you guys. Not him.
If I have to attempt to predict our top 3 for the end of the season, I am going to pivot from my tarot deck and use my pendulum just because I can. My P1 ended up being Oscar. P2 was Max. P3 was George. I honestly wouldn't hate that. World Constructors Championship, P1, have Mercedes. And in P11, I couldn't get clear answers, so I myself am kind of torn between it being between Cadillac and Audi. I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
I really don't even want to attempt this. I didn't want to attempt this. Like I said, I don't like making decisions. I'm going to, again, be delusional and say Ferrari for World Constructors, mostly because James has made a bet with someone else that he will get a tattoo if they win, and I would love to see that happen. And then I'm going to go even more delusionally and say Lewis and Charles in P1 and P2. I don't care what order that's in. I don't. But just the top 2, double Ferrari, whatever. And Max P3, because the man is never to be underestimated. Ever. I think we've seen that. So.
Now, going after that, we do have to think about what races we think will be like the most chaotic. Las Vegas, that's the one for me. For a circuit that everyone thought was going to be boring because of the pig layout, that place has been delivering.
You're not wrong. I will say Vegas has been delivering. I hope we don't have any more manhole covers come apart, but we'll see. I say Australia because it's the first one of the season. First race of the season is always kind of crazy. New regulations. 22 drivers. I feel like that says enough. And then Brazil, because Brazil always invites chaos. I feel like that one is a pretty safe bet.
I absolutely agree with Rachel. I feel like Australia is always really interesting. It's the first race of the season. But if I have to pick other races, I feel like Brazil, Baku, and Singapore could be really interesting this year. You've got more drivers on the grid. These are tracks that sometimes can just be really unforgiving or have weird weather. So those are my personal picks. I do feel like we need to take a second and think about what races we think might be the most boring, because in years past we've had some races that have just been like really boring because the drivers can't do anything because of the cars.
Monaco. It's all Monaco is about qualifying. The race itself is not that interesting unless someone crashes. Yeah. And they apparently have scrapped the mandatory 2-stop rule. So no idea. No idea what's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah. So definitely agree with you on that one, but I'm going to have to include Miami. It is a fun place to be at. Racetrack wise,
I am very intrigued to see how Monaco goes. I feel like Monaco could be really boring, but it also could be interesting because of the new regs and the cars are like a little bit smaller again. I don't know. There's something in me that is saying that China could be kind of boring, but I don't really know exactly why I feel that way. It's just a gut feeling.
I don't know. Shanghai was built for F1. That's another one of those tracks that specifically was made for them. So I don't know.
I know.
We shall see. Now, we have to think about what races we think will be the most surprising. I'm going to have to go with Australia just because, again, we've said it once and we'll say it again. New regs, it's the start of the season. It's just, I'm just very interested to see if there's going to be like any underdogs that are just going to finish out on top, which I would love to see.
I feel like there's something about Belgium that could get really interesting with these new regulations. So that, for me, is the one that I feel like could be the most surprising.
I'm agreed on both of those. Again, first race is always insane. I feel like we should start placing bets on how many cars will DNF this year.
Yes.
I mean, the past couple of years we've had 5-6 DNFs. Like, we should start taking bets. Spa is always a trip. Especially because it's most likely it's
always
probably going to rain.
It's always wet.
Yeah.
It's always wet. It's probably going to rain again. It's a safe one to say is going to be a little crazy.
Now, I do want to take a second and think about the races that are on the 2026 calendar that we're the most excited for, because we pretty much have a lot of the same races we did last year. There is one race that is leaving. We have one new circuit. So thoughts and opinions must be heard.
I am excited for Zandvoort. It is the last one. That is the one we are saying goodbye to at the end of the 2026 season. I'm also excited because James and I are currently planning on attending Zandvoort. So fingers crossed that it's usually a pretty good race. I love the banking on those turns. I think it's going to be great. So I'm excited for that. And of course, I'm always excited for Coda because it's my home race and that track is pretty cool. I mean, turn 1 is always fun.
Iconic. Yeah, for sure.
Do not sit at that hill, though. That is too insane. I don't recommend it. I don't. Just saying.
So the one we're going to be saying hello to for the first time is the Madrid Grand Prix. It's a street race, I think. It is a street race. I'm excited for that one. New circuit, it's going to be interesting how it just plays out that weekend, again, with the new regs and everything. Very, very intrigued. And of course, I'm excited for Brazil just because I like that track too. And it holds a special place. And I'm probably going to be re-traumatized in that weekend.
I, for one, am super excited to see how the race in Madrid goes. I'm also really, really, really looking forward to see how Monza goes. Partly because it's just Monza. And Monza is a iconic race that I would just love to go to one day.
Agree. We thought about going to Monza because it would basically be at the end of our trip, but then we saw the prices for the tickets, and we were like,
"That's the hang up."
Never mind. I'm praying that Lewis wins it this year. I really hope that happens, but we'll see. Oh, one more thing to predict. Do we have any preseason silly season predictions? Because I personally think that we might see Fernando actually retire again, but for good this time. The man turns 45 this year. He clearly is not happy about the current car, which could change throughout the season, blah, 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 whatever. But I don't know. It seems like he's just getting to that point to kind of being done with at least F1. I would love to see him go and win a Triple Crown. That'd be cool. I feel like he would do that. I don't think Fernando Alonso could ever be done with racing, but I do think we could see this being the end of F1 for him.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. I feel like he'll still be somehow involved in the world. I mean, he has his little academy manager things that Gabby Bortoletto's under too. So, I don't have any silly season predictions so far yet. But for the love of God, I hope Red Bull doesn't do anything to my Pookie Isaac because I will fight someone at their headquarters. Red Bull, you have been warned.
I mean, I will say I think Isaac is pretty safe given the fact that we no longer have Christian Horner around or Helmut Marko. So
yeah,
I think it's just a very different environment now. My preseason silly season prediction is that, dare I say, that if Maxi does not have fun with these new regulations, that he may just go, I'm good, and move on over to something like endurance or rally or something. Like, I don't know.
Sim.
I just
yeah,
what
GT,
he already does.
sim, like, yeah, go super hard in the sim. Like, I don't know. There's just something in me that's like, if he doesn't have a fun time, I could so see him being done with F1.
No, I agree. I think 100%. I will say, as far as Isaac goes, Laurent seems to be so much better.
Oh,
even
100%.
watching DTS, the way he was like, something happened with Yuki, and he was like, "No, that was our fault. We messed up his tires."
Yeah.
He takes accountability. He takes accountability. But as far as Max goes, stick that man, Seb and Alonso in WEC and let them have it at Le Mans. They would have a blast.
They'd have so much fun.
That I would love to see. Now, before we officially say goodbye to our winter season, just got to shout out again. Guys, it's finally race week. This season kicks off this weekend in Australia. We've got Media Thursday. Friday, we've got our practice sessions. Saturday, quali. I'm so excited. Y'all, I cannot wait. RIP our sleep schedules for the next however long.
Especially because, technically speaking, Australia starts on a Saturday for the race. At least for us East Coast girlies.
It starts at what time for y'all? Because I think it's at like 9 for me. Or something like
11 p.m.
Okay, so it's at 8 for me. So either way, in Australia, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
It's wild for us East Coast girlies.
Finally going racing again, y'all. I'm so excited.
All right, besties. That is a wrap on this week's episode of the Paddock Girls podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in the paddocks today. We only have 6 more days until we are back to our regular season programming, kicking off with the Australian Grand Prix. Make sure you drop us a comment or DM us with your predictions. As always, you can find us on socials at Paddock Girls Podcast. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and review wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will see you on the next lap, besties. Bye!
Bye!